You are tuned to the hottest indie music source in the entire world. This is Indie Originals Live, IOL. With your host, legendary DJ and performance artist, Chuck Fresh. You too can hear your own original music here on IOL. Visit our website for details, indieoriginals.com, or swing by our Facebook page at Indie Originals.
Watching you move, your little tailgate angel, feeling that groove. Wanna keep this moment rolling right into tonight. Let's leave that uptown scene up to somebody else. We got everything we need right here by ourselves. Just you and me in this nowhere paradise. We got a sunset over a truck bed, little red wine, just enough light left. See that kiss me one more time, look in your eye. If I died right now, I'd be fine, yeah, holding you's how I'd wanna go out. Heaven might not be at the end of this dirt road, oh, but it's pretty close. You're my prayer, I can't get enough. You got soul in the way you love. The world just fades away like a west coast sky. We got a sunset over a truck bed, little red wine, just enough light left to see that kiss me one more time, look in your eye. If I died right now, I'd be fine, yeah, holding you's how I'd wanna go out. Heaven might not be at the end of this dirt road, oh, but it's pretty close, close enough to feel your heart beat against mine, just hanging on, as long as this night will go.
Wow, what a song. That was Pretty Close by Luke-Pell on IOL.
Wait a minute. It sounds familiar. Do we know this Luke-Pell guy?
Well, he's known for capturing hearts across America on ABC's hit television series, The Bachelorette.
Mm-hmm. Knew I heard that somewhere before.
Luke-Pell is a country singer-songwriter who was riding horses before he can even walk while growing up deep in the heart of Texas in the small town of Burnett. But by age 12, Pell was hell-bent on becoming a professional horse trainer until he graduated high school and accepted a football scholarship to West Point. Wow. In 2003. During this time in college, Pell found an escape from the stress and demands of everyday life in his guitar. When he shipped out for Afghanistan during his 5 years of service in the Army, there was one thing he learned he could not live without.
His girlfriend?
Yeah, his guitar.
Oh, I was going to say tequila. That's me.
So he had his roommate at the time mail it to him. Pell came to the realization that his true passion was in songwriting.
You know what my true passion is, Felicia?
Tequila?
Tail chasing. Till I met the woman of my dreams.
I don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm. Been about 10, 11 years ago.
11 and a half.
Look, my country draw's coming back. Did you know I was from Texas?
No, I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. Go ahead.
All right. So he's now in Nashville chasing his dreams while networking with publishing companies and established songwriters, including country music superstar. Check this out. Cole Swindell, what? Brandon Kinney, what? Ash Bowers, and more.
What?
Luke says there are a lot of folks who know me from being on The Bachelorette, and they kind of want to hear some of the songs that may be related to that experience in that part of my life. There are some songs that have some context, and then there are some songs that speak to who I am as a person and some of the roller coaster life experience that I've been on. This might be one of those songs. That song was pretty close. The artist is Luke-Pell, and this is IOL.
You wanted to say Luke Perry there, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, welcome back, peoples. My name is Chocolatey Chuck Fresh, along with the glue that holds this mess together, the lovely Felicia. Felicia, how you doing? Hey, this Arbonne thing we've been on for the last, how long?
Today's 28th day.
Cheese and crackers. Is it almost over? You're freaking killing me over here.
Yeah, we got 2 more days. Yeah. We can do this.
I'm all cleaned out. We went through our cleansing week, and that wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't too bad.
So tell us on the air, nobody can see you here, how much weight have you lost?
I've lost 10 pounds and 2.5 inches on my waist.
Holy smokes.
During 30 days.
Great.
Thank you.
You feel different?
I feel better. Yeah. I feel a little more energized.
Yeah. Nice. I'm down 9.5 pounds.
Good for you.
I was telling you, I was in the gym, and I usually trying to do pull-ups again. I haven't done those in a while. Mm-hmm. I normally max out at about 4 after I got a little heavier.
And how'd you do?
I was doing 8, and before I realized I had done 8, I'm counting off. I was thinking of something else, and I did 8. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
Good for you.
Those 9 pounds made it easier to do pull-ups, or if I'm just an idiot and I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think this thing is working. I appreciate you doing it with me.
Arbonne, huh?
Arbonne.
Yeah. Should we keep doing it? I mean, can you do another challenge, or is not?
Sure, you could. You could keep going.
So what happens afterwards?
You kind of migrate back into a normal eating habits, but you try to stay more on the clean side of eating, kind of leaning a little bit towards the vegan stuff.
I'll tell you what, my feet were swelling up for some weird reason.
Yeah, they were before we started. Yes.
Yeah, and now they look great. There's people are like, "What's wrong with your feet?"
Your
man?
feet look great. That's
normal.
Interesting.
They do. Look at them. You can see them right now.
Can
you people see this?
I'm good.
My feet look good. And they smell good too. I smell like flowers.
Okay, let's keep going now.
So, Arbonne, yeah, man, definitely put that link out there. I want other people to experience this too. I mean, weight loss, feel good, and it's just a better way of living, actually. A little bit healthier.
I agree. I'll put the stuff out on the Facebook as well as our website.
Throw it out there. It's pretty cool. Arbonne, Arbonne.
It's it.
Nice. Well, thank you for taking me on this journey. I'm not going to tell you that I'm, not happy it's over. That mean I can have tequila?
You can have tequila now.
Like right now?
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, bring me a tequila. It's on the way. Is there anybody here? And it's the weekend. I don't get much help in here. Hey, I want to thank you again, our loyal listeners, streamers, subscribers, everybody else that has anything to do with Indie Originals Live. We're still riding high on the charts, Felicia.
That's pretty cool.
So thank you all again for that. But hey, don't slack. Keep spreading the word, right? Because, success is fleeting? Felicia, I hate being number one. You know why?
Why?
There's nowhere to go but down, right? There is no number 0.
That's true.
Although I always strive for number 0. A lot of people told me I'm a big 0. I don't know if it's a good thing or I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, we promise to keep making this show even better. It's already great. We're going to make it even better. But hang in there with us. I promise you won't be disappointed. Somebody told me this week, I was talking to somebody, we talked to the artists and get their permission to play their songs before we put them on the air. Just let them know they're on our radar, too. It makes them feel good. But they told me, it's like, wow, man, this is kind of like getting hit by a lightning bolt. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, it's hitting the lottery. We reach out to these bands. They're like, you're going to play me on a number one show, a number one podcast? And they're like, for real? What's it going to cost me? What's the catch? And we're like, nothing. And they're like, to be featured on the number one music podcast in the world is not going to cost me anything? And we're like, no. And they're like, it's crazy. How are you going to make any money doing that? Well, there's always an angle, sports fans, okay? You got to, 3 to 5 years is what some people told us. You got to operate at a little bit of a loss, right?
Right.
Before you make that business happen. We do have an angle. We've been working with some heavy hitters, putting something together that's, I think, totally going to blow your minds. I can't tell you anything about it now, but it's going to happen probably, what are you thinking, June?
Sometime in mid to late 2019.
June-ish 2019?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be big. It's going to be a game changer for sure. So I'll fill you in as soon as the trademark stuff and legal crap's all settled. It's going to be awesome. And if you know me, the stuff I've done is mind-blowing. Everything I do is kind of, it's world-changing.
It's out there.
So, yeah, I'm going to leave you hanging. I feel bad, but trust me on this, people. Trust me. You know what I mean? There's people already rumbling in their boots. You know what I mean? I'm about to nuke this whole certain thing. And you'll know when it happens.
You are such a tease.
I know. I got to do what I got to do. There's a bunch of people who came rich doing this half-ass thing. So I'm going to give them the full ass, Felicia. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
do it.
I think full ass. Instead of being half-ass.
That's how you roll.
Yeah, did I just lose our G rating? Hey, mostly sunny. It's more than just the weather, Felicia. It's actually mostly sunny outside right now. No, it's actually fully sunny out there. But Mostly Sunny is the name of the band out of San Diego, California. They're a fast-driving, hard-hitting band that bounces between rock and pop. Mostly Sunny kind of captures the 90s alternative angst with soaring melodies. You know, I'm a sucker for soaring melodies, right? Mostly Sunny's debut EP, probably titled Debut. They call their debut album Debut. We ran out of names. We'll call it. What do you want to call it? Let's call it Debut. No, it's a debut. What do you want to?
It's very creative.
Yeah,
Come on now.
It works, right? From 2008 was a perfect pop sample of brightly colored songs that will have you swaying like the warm, like my mom used to say, a palm frond in the warm California breeze. Mom was a character for sure. Written in tandem by singer-guitarist Jenny McElrath-Bidlofsky and her drummer-producer husband Rocco Bidlofsky. Each song was a magical exploration of life and love. It kind of cast a spell over your ears like a million warm sunbeams, they say. A million warm sunbeams, right? Back in the day, this band, Mostly Sunny, were Gianni Nevealer from 1,000 Mona Lisas and Gus Black and I think it's Florissine. Isn't that the shoe guy? Or Florissine. And then Greg Mora, who's from the same band I can't pronounce. And there's a guy named Corel Tunador. And this bro is pretty heavy duty. He toured and recorded with the Goo Goo Dolls and Katy Perry. And then there's Troubadour, Gus Black. That was the old lineup. They transformed their power punk pop roots into kind of a serene, picture-perfect landscape. Typically, say, for movies and dreams, right? But today, they moved on. They've got a new lineup, and they're playing gigs with Matthew Sweet, you know, hobnobbing with celebrities all over the place. Today, Mostly Sunny is Jenny McElrath, Danny Wallace, Joe Camacho, and Matt Yanch. And this is their latest song. Check it out. You'll dig this. Mostly Sunny is the band. Choked is the single. And this is IOL.
Magazines, I trust the world, and I don't know why you're choking. You got This is Paul from Crane Technique, and here's my latest single, Just for Tonight, on Indie Originals Live.
really dig that song. That was Just for Tonight from Crane Technique. Indie musician Paul Wheatley started in 2010 as a solo project for his latest music. His sound blends indie rock with modern electric pop. Looks like Paul is Irish. Hailing from Dublin itself, when he lived a peaceful Guinnessless existence in Ventura, California.
Felicia, I think there is Guinness in Ventura, California. You think it's there? I can get it in Melbourne. You surely get it in Ventura.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
It's probably true.
Oh.
And well, now he's hanging out in Minnesota.
Paul's
a new dad too, and he plays his music for his baby daughter, He sings lullabies as she goes to sleep.
I used to do that to my kid. I actually wrote a song.
You did.
It's called Victoria's Lullaby.
It's very pretty.
It was the coolest thing in the world. So, yeah, hey, man, props out to Paul for doing that. It's awesome. Great dad.
All right, that was Just for Tonight by Paul Wheatley's Crane Technique on IOL.
This next band describes themselves as something along the lines of, they quote, James, U2, The Smiths, R.E.M., The Verb, Radiohead, The Stone Roses, Arcade Fire, and Elbow. You know, it's funny, there's so many bands that describe themselves as Arcade Fire. It's just like to throw in, we sound like Arcade Fire a little bit. 2 years ago, they play a couple C chords, right? But maybe in my ears, check us out. This is totally different because, like, if Black Sabbath, right? Picture Black Sabbath back in the Aussie day, and U2 had a baby. This is what it would sound like. This is what I'm hearing in my, and I think that's awesome. You know, I mean, it's a little dated, but it's a badass sound for real. From Carbon are a UK-based indie alternative rock band formed in 2013 in Manchester. Glory, glory, man united. Oh, not like I'm a fan or anything. Manchester United, man.
I don't even know what to say right now.
Come on. Fusing nostalgic influences while bringing a forward-thinking mentality keeps their unique sound forging forward with upbeat, passionate, and intelligent indie rock songs with the occasional soaring melodic tones of, get this, violin and piano. Can you imagine Black Sabbath? Did Black Sabbath have violin and piano in some of their stuff?
I don't know about the violin.
I think they did. I think there were strings in some. I just can't lose this me right now. I don't remember what song it was, but I think they've done that. But anyway, From Carbon is Scott Jeffries, Gray Shaw, Jason Nutt Coverdale. That's my nickname. Adam Smethurst, James Moore, and Fiona Moore, along with a cast of other super talented people on violins and guitars. Close your eyes and check this out. And tell me if you don't think it sounds like what I described, right? This is called Darkness. The group is From Carbon, and this is IOL.
Nothing to me. He
This is Freeman, and I wanted to make sure that you tell everyone you know that they should be listening to this radio program. Indie Originals Live is the finest radio program in the history of radio. And I know these things. I've been around a long time. I'm about 120 years old. That's a true story. Look, when I was at the height of my movie career, Chuck Fresh was already picking the best music in the world. I have a lot of faith in this guy, and you should too. This is Indie Originals Live, featuring Chuck Fresh and Felicia.
Rising star Hudson Moore has been in a whirlwind since he began his musical career back in 2010. The 28-year-old Fort Worth native, now based in Nashville, has opened for many notable artists such as Alan Jackson, Rascal Flatts, Lee Brice, Chris Young, and Dan and Shay, along with many others. Hudson has also recorded with many great musicians, including the bass player from John Mayer.
Dang.
Hudson is not only passionate about performing and making music, but giving back to his fans as well. Check this out. Every year he holds an annual Christmas concert in his hometown of Fort Worth, where he's made it a tradition of donating all the proceeds to the Wounded War Project.
Check this out. Our new project that we're talking about is something similar.
Very similar.
Throwing it out there.
Very similar. So in 2014,
Very cool, man. Thank you, Hudson Moore, for doing that.
It is very cool.
Thank you, bro.
All right. In 2014, Moore was featured on Sirius XM, The Highways on the Horizon program with the song we're about to play, Going Out Tonight. Once you hear this, you're going to want some more. Here's Going Out Tonight by Hudson Moore on IOL.
Friday, you just got paid, a little money in my pocket. Well, I could take it to the bank and do a little saving like they say I oughta. But you dolled up in a party dress, that's as good looking gets. And baby, it's worth every dime just to see you smile. Oh, yeah. Girl, we're going out tonight, singing oh, we gon' live it up just right. We'll be spinning around in the neon light, good loving in the air till closing time, singing oh, we're going out tonight. Well, I filled up the tank, I'm heading your way, and I'm ready to mix it up. When you climb on in, I have something to sip in this Dallas Cowboys cup. We'll be flying down the road with friends in the back, our windows down, you're drumming on the dash. A little offbeat, but that's alright. We'll blame it on the coke and shine. Oh, yeah. Girl, we're going out tonight, singing oh, we gon' live it up just right. We'll be spinning around in the neon light, good loving in the air till closing time, singing oh, we're going out tonight. Having fun with all of my friends, and next weekend we'll probably do it again. Oh, girl, we're going out tonight, singing oh, we gon' live it up just right. We'll be spinning around in the neon light, good loving in the air till closing time, singing oh, we're going out tonight. Going out tonight, yeah. Woo.
Originals. Replay.
Hey, every week, Indie Originals Live does this thing called Replay. We pick our two favorite songs, one for Felicia, one for myself, or whoever's hosting that week. And whatever we think was the, coolest song through this extensive, complicated mathematical algorithm. And now there will be tequila next week. There was no tequila in this replay, was there?
No, it wasn't.
They kind of got some good feedback that we felt good about, and we play them a second time, so we give you a second jingle here on the show, which is pretty awesome. What'd you pick this week for your replay?
This band's name comes from the easternmost star of Orion's belt called Alnitak, but they swapped the middle letters around to form their name, Altenac. Formed in 2011 when they were schoolmates, the four members found themselves in the music room of a local youth club, and they just hit it off. They played small shows, school competitions, and local events until 2015, when Altenac was a finalist in the Party at the Palace competition. They're all around 18, so even though they've been together for 7 years, they're just getting started. Check out IDK by Altenac on IOL.
Enemies, so please don't give me any more. I bet you thought you saw the last of me, but I'm not walking out that door unless you really want me to. The night is yours for the taking. Guess I'll just leave it up to you. I'm tired of all this hesitating. Feels like a waste of time, but it's all I've ever known. I'm falling in and falling out of line, but I don't feel like going home.
Original. Replay.
Man, I dig that song. I dig that IDK song.
I love them. I think they're great.
Good pick for sure. Indie power pop artist Lannie-Flowers. I think I said it wrong last week. I apologize to Lannie-Flowers. I called them Lonnie.
You did.
Because I went with the British thing. And then I later found out that it was Lannie, but it's cool. It's all cool. But it's a great song, man. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. He's technically American, yet he might as well be British, right? When you listen to this song, it's incredibly Beatlesque. It's just earworm arrangements, the melodies and harmonies, you know what I mean? His music's been described as Sonny Tunes, universal lyrics, and George Harrison-styled solos with more hooks than a bait and tackle shop. You get that?
I get it.
Yeah. With his sights on... Caitlin didn't get that. She's like,
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she didn't understand that. But you want to send a shout-out to Caitlin again for guest hosting last week.
Yes, thanks, Caitlin. You did an awesome job. We're
going to bring her back with somebody else. We have another surprise host in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. With Lannie's sights on carrying his success here in the European markets over to the U.S., Lannie plans to he wants to release the eventual final album in his trilogy. So here's Lannie-Flowers, Alan Davis, John Stevens, Neil Schnell, and Brandon Bumpus. This is the 7th single in the March to Home series. Don't Make Me Wait by Lannie-Flowers on IOL.
Had you on my mind. I'm running behind before I even begin. I said some things last night that I shouldn't have, and I might regret. But I don't care, I want to see you again. So tonight, don't make me wait too long. Yeah, tonight, don't make me wait, don't make me wait too long. I couldn't stop thinking of you through the red lights, down the turnpike. Traffic's a mess just like the rest of my life. Gonna be late, but I don't care, that job just a waste of time, and it's killing mine. Just wanna hear you say it's gonna be okay. So tonight, don't make me wait too long. Yeah, tonight, don't make me wait, don't make me wait so long. Everything inside your head, the things that you could have said, even though the words you say might just fade away, 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 away. By tonight, I'll wake up tomorrow again in the nick of time. You'll be on my mind. Maybe someday, some way I might get this all right. Tonight, don't make me wait too long. Yeah, tonight, don't make me wait, don't make me wait too long. Don't make me wait too long. Don't make me wait tonight.
Live from Central Florida, it's Indie Originals Live with your hosts, Felicia and Fresh. Tonight's musical guests, a bunch of incredibly talented indie artists you may not have heard of before, but who will most likely be tomorrow's biggest stars.
Jim Olson is a graphic designer in the Chicagoland area. He began life doodling and it emerged into a profession.
See, it can happen.
You can.
You know? Tell me, no, I can't. You can't do this.
He has worked on several motion pictures and with many highbrow design agencies. Jim calls himself a designer by trade, musician by accident.
Hey, have you seen his work?
I have.
He
It's
does
very
stuff on,
impressive.
I think, wood and metal, and oh my God, this guy's he's brilliant.
Yeah, it's very nice. He's also a bartender from time to time.
What?
This guy is no stranger to music. He reminds me of Nick Drake.
That's exactly what I thought. I said, that sounds just like Nick Drake's been dead for a while, so there's a job opening.
Yeah, right? So he's got this kind of uplifting, kind of smooth, folky vibe. Check it out for yourself. Here's Feel Like Falling by Jim Olson on IOL.
Ships, wrap my head around and follow through. Would you be taking all the risk? 'Cause I'd run just as fast as you want me to, and I'd climb 40 mountains to see it through, and I'd find the right people to send it to. 'Cause I feel like falling into you. I can't find no way. Looking for a fight. I can't try too hard. Just can't get it right. Won't you sing out loud, baby, for tonight? Yeah. Let's run through those places we wanna go. Let's share everything that we wanna show. Listen to the songs that we heard before. 'Cause I feel like falling. Feel like falling into you. I feel like falling too hard. That's enough to shake. Second chance to take. Alone inside your room, searching for a light. Are your ears ringing inside out? A little louder. Can you hear us now? Laughing for a while. Yeah. When you can't stop thinking about yesterday, and your hands got too much you can't contemplate, and your eyes tell me things you don't want to say. 'Cause I feel like falling. Don't you feel like falling? Yes, I feel like falling into you.
You are tuned to the hottest indie music source in the entire world. This is Indie Originals Live. IOL. with your host, legendary DJ and performance artist, Chuck Fresh.
Screens for Eyes is an indie dream pop electro rock music project. Some people call them shoegazi. You know, I coined that last week. Shoegazing. I call it shoegazi now.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I'm trying to make it a little European, right? They're from Tel Aviv. That's in Israel for those.
Oh, that's cool. We truly are global.
We are global, right? I think her name is Yael Brenner. And again, forgive me if I mispronounced that. Yael Brenner told the periodical Dancing About Architecture that she was in sheer terror when hearing about Google Glasses when they first came out, right? Thinking the inevitable next step would be replacing our eyes with computer screens. I mean, think about it. That's kind of where it's headed, right? You know, losing all sense of mystery, humanity, curiosity to discover, because when you look at somebody in the eyes, you're kind of trying to figure them out and learn who they are. But if you've got screens, you got this Google Glass, you're going to get like a database. So this is guy, he's an engineer, he works here, his credit score is this. You're going to lose all that. That's kind of the whole mystery of humanity. So yeah, that scares the pee-pee out of me too. Jeez. But Screens for Eyes fuses elements of electronica, shoegazi. Look, from now on, it's not shoegaze, it's shoegazi. And you heard that first on IOL. Post-punk and synth pop. It just sounds cooler. I mean, shoegaze. Like, when you say shoegaze. Felicia, say shoegaze.
Shoegaze.
Shoegaze. It's boring, right? I say shoegazi.
Shoegazi.
It feels good, doesn't it? Got a little, shoegazi. Never mind. The band has released 2 EPs, Ask Me Not in 2015 and Behind These Doors in 2017. Their songs have received a warm welcome from press and radio worldwide, including features of Album of the Week on several stations. This coming up song is actually really cool. The beginning, and tell me you agree with this off the air, it kind of strangely reminds me of Lord of the Rings. And I'm not sure why. You know, it's just really cool. It kind of takes you on a journey. You know, I'm all about the journey in music. Maybe something about the open, glorious kind of New Zealand expanse with an underlying danger awaiting your first misstep. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
No one knows what I'm talking about. Crazy, right? But check it out for yourself. It's Yael Brenner, Guy Rosenblatt, Eli Moshai, and these guys are Screens for Eyes. And this track is also called Screens for Eyes. And this is IOL.
This is Jones. You may have heard me on a documentary talking about Earth, or perhaps you've witnessed my masterful impersonation of Darth Vader. I wholeheartedly recommend this radio broadcast, Indie Originals. I honestly don't know much about Chuck Fresh, but what I can tell you, the Force is strong with this one.
From Lynchburg, Virginia, we come to Craig Hanson and the Gypsies. Alan Hackworth on guitar and bass, Craig Hanson on vocals and guitar, Kevin O'Connell on drums, play originals and select covers from a wide array of artists. This is an original track called Movie. It's really catchy. Check out Craig Hanson and the Gypsies on IOL.
Life is an extraordinary thing. All of the twists and turns it brings. It's just like a movie. Except no one is playing your part. It's your skin, it's your heart. It's your mind that's numb. In the night requires no fly, no line of the story to add. There is no music when you kiss, and on top of all this, there's no happy ending. Such a wicked, wicked thing. All of the pain and hurt it brings, it's all on you.
This is your president speaking. Chuck Fresh is a man after my own heart. He's not afraid to grab him by the, well, you know what I mean. I hated his old show, Local Beat Live. The worst, terrible. But this show, Indie Originals Live, it's tremendous, the best. When I'm not golfing or tweeting from the toilet, my senior staffers will find me holed up in a closet listening to Indie Originals Live. And that Felicia, beautiful, tremendous. Listen to Indie Originals Live every week. Or you may be investigated by the FBI. Just kidding. Fake news. Thank you.
From the moment Joe Padilla sent them low-quality cell phone footage. I love low-quality cell phone footage, don't you, Felicia? Of himself singing LCD Sound System song. How many times have I sent you low-quality video footage? Wait a minute, that's beginning to sound kind of dirty, isn't it?
Never.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Anyway, he sent this band, like this low-quality cell phone footage of him singing LCD sound system in a bar. And high school friends and previous bandmates Ryan Lammers, Craig Schwartz Jr., Dean Sinclair, and Cale Singleton knew that they were on to something special from that low-quality cell phone footage. Oh, my God, I'm going to call my next band Low-Quality Cell Phone Footage. No, I'm not. Beginning when Lammers and Sinclair first met as long-haired preteens competing in a local talent contest, the pieces of August Hotel slowly fell into place as its members moved through adolescence. I'm still in adolescence, and it's hard to believe, but I just had my hair cut, too.
That's really an understatement.
We have parallels here, don't we? Padilla's grainy audition videos were the final bit of the puzzle, and just over a month later, August Hotel was in the studio working on what would become their new EP, Charms. Reflective, yet euphoric, with Padilla's rich baritone weaving through all of it. The EP's first single, 12 a.m., depicts August Hotel's keen ability to effortlessly emulate both the pulsating dance floor and a quiet, lonely night. It's kind of two in the same thing. I've had actually quiet, lonely nights on a pulsing dance floor. Believe it or not. It's strange as it sounds. I've actually fallen asleep in a DJ booth. It's a true story. More on that later. I'll tell you. I should really write a book on some of this.
You really should.
Oh my God,
you really
fall
should.
asleep.
You know what?
With 1,200 people on a dance floor, I fell asleep in a DJ booth.
If you ever wanted to make a movie, it would be about your life story.
It's insane, man. People have no idea what. Oh, God. Shortly after its release, 12 a.m. was declared an indie pop giant on Chicago radio, as well as one of the, quote, coolest things that we've ever heard by a popular London blog, which later featured the song on their compilation album, so that's pretty cool. August Hotel has shared stages and headline clubs around Chicago and the Midwest. This is only the beginning for this dynamic group, people. In the words of Vox magazine, August Hotel is a band on the cusp of a breakthrough journey. Copyright trademark. You guys can use that for a soundbite. Here's their debut single, 12 a.m. The artist is August Hotel, and this is I-O-L!
Do this to yourself, you know. You keep yourself awake. You cry yourself to sleep again. Every night this week, you walk until you're sober, and you stumble into bed. Words of lost our meaning, and she echoes in your head. Don't you know it can't go on this way? Do you learn when it happens every day? Television's on. You're tuned into the show. Yelling her to stop. She's the only one who knows. Don't you know you're running out of steam? When it happens on repeat, don't set the clock again. Don't set the structure. when she looks at you and asks, what on earth you done? You look confused, you check your watch, you go away, the only thing you got. Every night, right at 12 o'clock.
All right, we're down to our last song. It's always sad when we have to end the show because there's so much indie music out there we want to play, and we just can't get to all of it.
There's so much great indie music out there.
It really is. I mean, I've listened to the past couple of weeks of the show, just kind of gauge. I'm trying to be, objective. I know it's kind of hard when you're involved with it, but some of the music on the show is just mind-blowingly good.
I had to tell you, I play the Spotify playlist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check
at my day job.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, there's some awesome music out there.
And you don't have to hear us talking. That's the best part of it. You can find it on Spotify. It's under my Spotify thing. It's under Chuck Fresh. Look for, it's called Indie Originals Live. You should be able to find it pretty easily.
Yep.
And he's got a ton of followers already on that playlist. So, yeah. And everybody who gets played on the show gets added to the Spotify playlist, too.
Yep, every week.
And also our podcast, if you want to hear us give the backstory on these bands and some great information about these people, make sure you check out our podcast, which is available on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube and Spreaker and iHeartRadio, and I don't even know where it is. I don't know. Hey, thank you again for listening, for participating, for sharing, and make sure you tell a lot of your friends about this awesome, incredible indie music, and support the local indie music scene wherever you are, man. I'm going to try to keep these people working. And, nobody really makes a lot in the music industry anymore. So the people all the way at the top. And indie musicians especially, most of them are working some kind of second job or, you know what I mean?
I do.
It's just, it's a tough life, and they do it for the love, and they do it for the craft. And if you want people to keep doing it, you really need to support it as a consumer.
Agreed.
So do what you can to throw it out there and throw them some support. Like them on Facebook and, throw these guys a compliment once in a while. Say, hey, man, I really dug you guys at this bar last week, or this new song sounds really good. Keep doing what you're doing, right?
That's right. And help them out. Share our podcast out with your friends and family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you know anybody in this thing, for sure, share it everywhere wide and help keep this show going on so we can feature more and more indie artists. You know what I mean? We are, I think, still in the top 10. I think we fell out of number 1 last week, but I'm not sure.
That's okay.
But I know we're still somewhere in the top 10 under iTunes U.S. Music Podcast. Look it up for yourself. Check us out, man. We're way up there in the rankings. And again, thank you for helping us out and allowing us to do that. So check us out. It never fails, right? I hate the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of flack for saying that. You know what I mean?
I do.
I mean, how can anybody hate the Beatles, right? But I thought they're insanely overrated. But for some dang reason, we seem to have at least one Beatles-esque song on every show, don't we?
We do.
We played Lannie-Flowers a little while ago.
That's right.
He doesn't get more Beatles-esque than that. But this one, too, maybe I'm a closet Beatles lover, and I don't even know it. Maybe I need to come out of the closet. Should have done that a few times, huh? But check this guy. Crispy is his name. Crispy.
Love it.
Sounds like a cereal.
That's great.
He's psychedelic folk pop, I guess you'd call him. He calls him, check this out. This guy's he's like one of these super smart dudes, I bet, right? Fragments. Let me read this hold on. Let me do this as Morgan Freeman. Fragments of former futures. Pieces of possible pasts. Musings from a nowhere gardener. Tunings of a once and future shady toner. Felicia, I have no idea what any of that means to you.
No.
Crispy's one of those guys. He's probably so smart it's difficult to even converse with him, right?
Right.
But the guy's brilliant, musical genius. Nonetheless, he does write some kick-ass music. So from Bellingham, Washington, we're going to take you out with a guy named Crispy. This track is called Ice and Stone. And good luck getting out of your head. And thank you again for listening. We'll see y'all next week. This is IOL.
are tuned to the hottest indie music source in the entire world. This is Indie Originals Live. I-O-L. With your host, legendary DJ and performance artist, Chuck Fresh.